Hello. In today's video, we shall learn in detail about air pollution. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding about the causes and effect of air pollution, the various types of air pollutants, namely gaseous pollutants and particulate matters, and also various measures that should be taken to control air pollution. Let us start by defining pollution. Pollution may be defined as an undesirable change in the physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of environment that may cause instability, disorder, or harm the life of any living organism. The main types of pollution are air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, radioactive pollution, and noise pollution. The agents which cause pollution are called pollutants. Let us look into the classification of pollutants. According to their existence in nature, the pollutants may be qualitative pollutants or quantitative pollutants. According to their natural disposal, the pollutants may be biodegradable pollutants or non-biodegradable pollutants. According to the form in which the pollutants persist after release into the environment, they may be primary pollutants or secondary pollutants. Quantitative pollutants. These are substances which normally occur in nature but are termed as pollutants when their quantity increases in the air. Example, carbon dioxide is naturally present in air, but its quantity is greater than normal due to various human activities like emission of carbon dioxide from automobiles, industries, etc. Qualitative pollutants. These are substances which do not occur in nature but are added to the environment by human activities. Example, use of insecticides and pesticides which contain a number of undesirable substances that act as pollutants. Biodegradable pollutants, substances that are broken down or decomposed easily by biological processes or by the action of decomposers are said to be biodegradable pollutants. Example, domestic waste are disposed by microbial action. Non-biodegradable pollutants, substances that do not get decomposed or are degraded very slowly in nature are known as non-biodegradable pollutants. Example, plastics. These substances may be inert and persist in the environment for a long time or get accumulated and harm the various members of the ecosystem. Primary pollutants. They persist in the form in which they are emitted into the environment directly from a particular source. The source can be a natural process such as volcanic eruption or anthropogenic such as industrial emissions. Sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, particulate matter are a few examples of primary pollutants. Secondary pollutants. These are formed by interaction among the primary pollutants or between the primary pollutants and other atmospheric compounds. Example, two primary pollutants, namely nitrogen oxide and hydrocarbons released from vehicles, react in the presence of sunlight to form Peroxyacyl nitrate and ozone, both of which are secondary pollutants and are more toxic. This phenomenon of increased toxicity by reaction among the pollutants is called synergism. By the way, if you're getting some value out of this video, please like and share the video so that all of us can learn, unlearn, and relearn together. Also, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Let us study air pollution in detail. Air pollution refers to the release of foreign particles or harmful contaminants into the Earth's atmosphere that causes an imbalance in the ecosystem and is harmful to man, animals, plants, and property. Two main causes of air pollution are human activities and natural phenomena. Human activities: burning of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum produces oxides of carbon, nitrogen, and sulphur. Industrial emission: industries, along with the above mentioned oxides, add other harmful gases and particulates to the air. Open burning of garbage waste, construction and demolition, agricultural activities, and mining are some of the human activities which are responsible for causing air pollution. In mining operation, while extracting the minerals from mines, dust and various chemicals are released in the air, causing massive air pollution. Natural phenomena: volcanic eruptions, forest fires, dust storms, etc. are responsible for air pollution. Pollen, spores, cyst, bacteria, marsh gas are natural pollutants. Next are the different sources of air pollution. There are three types of sources which contribute pollutants to the air. First, point or stationary sources like power plants emit large amount of pollutants from a single location. These pollutants affect restricted areas only. Second, line or mobile sources are roadways air pollution, aircraft emission. They add pollutants along narrow belts over long distances. Third, area sources. Agricultural areas, towns and cities are the area sources of air pollution. They add pollutants over a wide area. Let us look into the common air pollutants. Air pollutants are of three main kinds: gaseous pollutants, particulate matter, and radioactive substances. We shall learn about each of the pollutants separately. Gaseous pollutants may be oxides of carbon, namely carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide, oxides of sulfur, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide, hydrocarbons like coal, petroleum, photochemical oxidants which include peroxyacyl nitrate and ozone. Let us start with the oxides of carbon. First, carbon monoxide. It is a colorless, odorless, toxic, poisonous, potentially lethal gas produced whenever incomplete combustion of hydrocarbon fuel takes place. When inhaled, carbon monoxide combines with hemoglobin and reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood. This leads to dizziness, unconsciousness, and even death. Increase in carbon monoxide concentration in the atmosphere affects the amount of greenhouse gases, climate change, and global warming. Carbon dioxide is the main primary air pollutant emitted into the environment directly by human activities and also by natural sources. Presence of excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere causes nausea and headache. With the increase in temperature and humidity, carbon dioxide emissions increase, resulting in the formation of smog, which has an adverse effect on respiration. Carbon dioxide and other gases collect in the atmosphere and affect the climate by causing greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide allows the sunlight to pass through it to the earth, but absorbs the heat normally radiated back from the surface of the earth. Increase in global temperature, known as global warming, results in global climate change. It may cause rise in sea level, flooding of coastal region, melting of polar ice caps. The change in sea temperature impacts the aquatic life beneath the surface. Next gaseous pollutants are oxides of nitrogen. Nitrogen dioxide and nitric oxide are together referred to as oxides of nitrogen. They are produced when nitrogen and oxygen gases react during combustion at high temperature. They are also produced naturally by lightning. Major sources of oxides of nitrogen are primarily emissions from transportation and fuel combustion. High concentration of oxides of nitrogen causes inflammation of the human respiratory tract. It is responsible for the formation of smog, acid rain, particulate matters, and ground level ozone, thus having an adverse effect on the health of human beings and make them susceptible to respiratory infections. It is also responsible for causing damage to vegetation, retards plant growth, and make the crops more susceptible to diseases. Oxides of nitrogen reacts with other pollutants and forms ozone, causing further damage. Next gaseous pollutants are oxides of sulfur. These include sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. The oxides of sulfur are produced by burning of fossil fuel, roasting of sulfide ores, and from hydrogen sulfide gas formed from natural sources. Sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide react with water to form sulfurous and sulfuric acid respectively. These acids may precipitate as rain, producing acid rain. The acid rain destroys crops, damages foliage, and growth of plants. The sulfur oxides damage buildings, statues, and monuments. They may cause respiratory diseases in man like asthma, bronchitis, emphysema, which is known as shortness of breath. Next are the hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are composed of hydrogen and carbon. Petroleum, coal, kerosene, etc. are all forms of hydrocarbons. Oil spillage, pesticides, automobile oils, etc. are the major causes for hydrocarbon contamination. The hydrocarbons are formed by incomplete combustion of fuel which releases carbon dioxide as well as other greenhouse gases that bring about climate change. Many hydrocarbons are carcinogenic, that is, can cause cancer, damage the kidneys or liver. Incomplete combustion of hydrocarbon fuels can cause the hydrocarbon to react with oxides of nitrogen, resulting in the formation of ground level ozone and thus affecting the health of human beings. It is also responsible for producing particulates. Hydrocarbons have an adverse effect on plants by causing senescence, that is, aging or breakdown of tissues, and abscission, that is, shedding of leaves, flowers, etc. Next are the photochemical oxidants. These include peroxyacyl nitrate and ozone. They are formed by reaction of nitrogen oxide with the hydrocarbons of the air in the presence of sunlight. Peroxyacyl nitrate is harmful and is a mixture of primary and secondary air pollutants. It is an important constituent of photochemical smog. It serves as a carrier for oxides of nitrogen to long distances and causes ozone formation in the global troposphere. In man, it causes irritation of eyes and produces respiratory problems like asthma, bronchitis, and allergic conditions. In plants, peroxyacyl nitrate causes tissue collapse, chlorosis, leaf drop, and necrosis. Ozone, tropospheric or ground level ozone, is a secondary pollutant produced when two primary pollutants, namely nitrogen oxide and volatile organic compounds, react in the presence of sunlight. Exposure to ozone produces chest pain, shortness of breath, throat irritation, eye irritation, and at high concentrations, it may have adverse effect on both animals and plants. It also leads to premature mortality in plants, impacts vegetation, decreases productivity of crops, affects the ecosystem. Ozone attacks textiles, causes discoloration and disintegration of clothes, damages rubber tires. Ozone is the main ingredient in smog. Next, we shall study about particulate pollutants. Particulate pollutants are microscopic particles of solid or liquid matter suspended in the air. They include both organic and inorganic particles such as smoke, dust, pollen, etc. The particulate matters may be viable, which include living lower organisms like algae, bacteria, or they may be non-viable like smoke, dust, mist, etc. Certain particulate matters or pollutants such as sand and water droplets quickly settle down in air and are called settlable particles. Some particles like dust remain suspended in air for some time. They are called suspended particles. Particles which do not settle down like smoke are called non-settlable particles. Particulate pollutants can be derived from either natural sources or by anthropogenic processes. Solid or liquid particles under 1 micrometer in diameter are referred to as aerosols, fumes, and smokes. And the particles over 1 micrometer in diameter are referred to as dust if solid and as mist if liquid. Dust particulates, which are more than 1 micrometer in diameter, originates from metallurgical processes, grinding, crushing. Fly ash and soot from burning of coal. Vapors in air undergo condensation to form mist. Production of mist is by particles of spray liquids. The pesticides sprayed on crops remain in the air as liquid particles. Smoke particulates are mixtures of liquid and solid particles. Combustion of any kind of organic matter leads to the formation of smoke. Fumes are a result of condensation of vapors during boiling, distillation, sublimation, and other chemical reactions. Dust reduces crop yield, photosynthetic activity, and increases soil erosion. It also causes respiratory problems like asthma, bronchitis, along with cardiovascular problems. Aerosol is a collection of solid particles or liquid droplets in air. Aerosols help to release volatile organic compounds into the atmosphere, which interacts with nitrogen oxide to form ground level ozone. When aerosols absorb pollutants, they help the pollutants to get deposited on the Earth's surface and on water bodies. They may cause asthma, bronchitis, inflammation of respiratory tract, damaged lung, and cause cancer. They not only affect human health, but also impact the natural environment, weather, and climate. Chlorofluorocarbons have been widely used in refrigerants, propellants, manufacture of aerosol sprays, and solvents. It depletes the ozone layer in the upper atmosphere. Thinning of the ozone layer increases incidence of skin cancer, cataracts, damages the immune system, brings about mutation, and affects both terrestrial and aquatic plant life. It also is responsible for the increase in ground level ozone. Finally, we shall learn about the different control measures of air pollution. Plant more trees as they use carbon dioxide and release oxygen, and in the process purify the air for man and animals to breathe. Usage of public transport will reduce the consumption of fuel as well as it will reduce air pollution. Use electric vehicles, hydrogen vehicles, and battery-powered vehicles which are eco-friendly. Use of petrol and diesel in vehicles can be replaced by compressed natural gas to bring down air pollution. Replace fossil fuels with renewable energies like solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy to reduce air pollution. Industrial smoke should be filtered before releasing into the air. Industrial pollution control devices such as electrostatic precipitators, bagged filters, wet scrubbers should be introduced. Proper town planning is required. Use of high temperature incinerators can reduce the production of ash. So today we have learnt in detail about air pollution, various types of pollutants, its causes, effect, and the different measures to be taken to control air pollution. I have some practice questions for you. Please share your answers in the comment section below. You can pause the video and write down the questions if you like. Thank you so much for your time and participation. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Also, if you want to discuss any particular topic in biology, please mention that in the comment section below. I'll see you there. Goodbye. All the best.